Hello, welcome to today's video. We are on page 128 of the Keyboard Musicianship Book 1. Number 2 here is called Zoom Gali Gali, Israeli. Let's go ahead and listen to what this one sounds like. 1, 2. Okay, so as you can see, the fingers do kind of move in the same rhythm, and the left hand is actually supposed to be non-legato according to articulations, but I'm going to go ahead and allow you to play it legato as needed. There are some moments there, for example, on measure number 5 to 6, you can lift, and between 6 and 7 you can lift also, and then 7 and 8 you can also lift between those measures. Everything else, go ahead and just keep it legato. So when practicing, let's go ahead and talk about the right hand. We have our 16th notes. This is going to be clapped thus. 1, 2, 1, and 2, E, and 1, and 1, or excuse me, 1, and 2, and. And the 2 and is because there's a line connected B from bass clef to the E in treble clef. That actually becomes part of the melody, the B there in the left hand being played by finger number 1. And that's going to be part of the legato from the right hand. So we'll go ahead and include that as a legato. When playing, I would encourage you to try practicing by playing and counting. Let's go ahead and count just the right hand for that first system. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, and 2. Oops, give me once again. 1, 2. 1, and 2, E, and 1, and 2, and. And there's that B from B to A. 1, and 2, E, and 1, and 2, and. Okay, so that's what that was. And when putting both hands together, of course, before doing that, try practicing just the left hand alone. 1 and 2 E and 1 and 2 and of course that 2 and comes to the left, from left to right. 1 and 2 E and 1 and 2 and so go ahead and practice that. I practiced it with my left hand here in G position actually, but you can go ahead and practice it as written here in E minor position instead. So it is up to you. And so when practicing one hand at a time, make sure you are comfortable doing both. When they are ready, let's put them together. Ready, 1, 2. 1 and 2 E and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 E and 1 and 2 and. Now we have here our hands. They are going to be different. You definitely have to place the left hand in E position here if you had it in G previously, or you can just keep it here the entire time. So you start off with the half note there in the left hand. 1, 2, lift, 1, and 2, lift, 1, 2, 1, and 2. So that's what the left hand's going to be. Right hand is going to be 1 and 2, and you have that little eighth rest at the beginning. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Tie and 2 and 1 and 2. So you may notice that we have two phrases here, or two slurs, but it kind of sounds like one entire slur for all 4 measures because there is a tie between B in the second, and that's measure number 6 there, and of course measure number 7. Now you can actually decide to lift, if you want to, between B and the G 16th note. That's going to sound this way. Rest. I think that sounds very nice. So let's go ahead and add that to our music performance. Ready? Going for the second system now. 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and excuse me, let's try that again without the 3s this time. 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. 1 and 2 more opportunity to lift. Now going on to the next one here, Old Brass Wagon, American, number 3. And we have a lot of 16th notes here. We also have the dotted 8th and 16th kind of rhythm. Let's go ahead and listen to what this one sounds like. Placing finger number 2 there in G, which means you're in a D position. And then the right hand also in D position. Okay, so here we go. We're going to count 1, 2. 1, 2. Came out of nowhere, where the right hand and left hand had to move over just one to E position or E minor position. Let's go ahead and clap and count the rhythm here just for that first system. 1, 2. 1 E and 2. And no, when you have that dotted 8th, 16th rhythm, if you want to say 1 E and that's perfectly fine. Or you can say it softly, 1 E and like that. But remember, it's only the 1 when we do the counting. So in being able to measure it out by saying E and is perfectly fine. Here we go. Once again, 1, 2. 1 E and 2. 1 and 2 and 1 E and 2. 1 and 2 and. Pretty much the same thing there for both hands. Let's go ahead and play and say the finger, or play and say the counts. 1, 2. 1 E and 2. 1 and 2 and 1 E and 2. 1 and 2 and. Moving over to this position here, let's go ahead and remember we do have some lifts. 1 E and 2. 1 and 2 and. Now here we have the last two measures, mixed articulation. The right hand is going to be legato while the left hand is non-legato. We are actually going to be stretching pretty far there because finger number 4 is on F sharp and 1 on C, but then we move back over here to 2 and 4 on G and B. And then of course you have the repeated legato while the non-legato is in the left hand. Okay, so that's how we put them together. Let's go ahead and practice this every day and we will see you at next lesson.